The day the sky began to burn, the world fell silent. It didn't start with thunder or screams. It began quietly, a strange shimmer on the horizon, a slow pulse of orange light spreading across the ocean like the heartbeat of a dying god. No one believed it at first. Some said it was just the sunset, others said it was war, but the boys knew better. They had seen the signs long before anyone else, the stars disappearing one by one, the sea growing restless, the birds flying away without coming back. They were the last two left in their town, standing on the edge of an old pier that creaked with every wave. Their names had already been forgotten by everyone who mattered, but to each other, they were everything that remained of a world that was fading fast. The older boy, Luca, had eyes that once held the color of morning. The younger, Ren, still carried the kind of innocence that believed in second chances. Together they watched the horizon burn, their reflections trembling in the dying light. For years that pier had been their universe. They fished there, built small fires, talked about the stars and the future. They dreamed of leaving the city someday, finding a place untouched by chaos, somewhere the sky still smiled blue. But that dream had expired. The roads were gone, the power lines were dead, and the air smelled of rust and smoke. The sea had swallowed entire neighborhoods. The only thing that still moved freely was the wind, whispering through the ruins like a ghost that refused to rest. Ren broke the silence. "Do you think this is the end?" Luca didn't answer. He kept his eyes on the horizon. The fire reflected in his pupils made him look older, almost eternal. "Maybe," he finally said, "but maybe the world's just changing shape." Ren frowned. "Changing into what?" Luca smiled faintly. "Into something that remembers us." They both laughed softly, the kind of laugh that hides a tear. The sea was glowing now, not from sunlight, but from the burning sky above it. Ashes floated down like snow, landing on their hair, their clothes, their hands. Ren reached out trying to catch one. It melted into nothing. "Feels warm," he whispered. "It's light," Luca said. "The last light." They stayed there for hours, watching as the fire spread, until the heavens themselves seemed to collapse inward. And yet, amidst the destruction, there was beauty, a terrible, breathtaking beauty that only endings could bring. Ren closed his eyes. "I can hear it," he said. "The world. It's breathing." Luca nodded. "It always was. We just never listened." They talked about their childhood, about the first meteor shower they saw, lying on the grass and wishing on every falling star. They remembered the songs their mothers sang, the way the streets used to smell after rain, the laughter that once filled the nights. Every memory felt sacred now, every word a prayer. Ren's voice broke. "I don't want to forget." "You won't," Luca said. "The sky never forgets." When the wind shifted, it carried with it the sound of distant thunder. The boys turned to see black clouds rising from the east, a storm unlike any they had ever seen. It rolled across the horizon like an ocean in the sky, swallowing what little light remained. But they didn't run. They couldn't, because somewhere deep inside they knew. There was nowhere left to go. Ren grabbed Luca's hand. "If this is how it ends, then I'm glad I'm here." Luca squeezed his hand, his eyes soft. "Yeah," he whispered. "Me too." The storm came. The world shook. The sea roared as flames met water and the heavens came undone. Yet the boys stayed there, motionless, as if by simply watching they could somehow keep it all together a little longer. Then, something miraculous happened. From the heart of the storm, light began to pour, ribbons of gold and blue twisting through the clouds, illuminating everything in surreal beauty. The fire became stars again. The smoke turned to color. The sky wasn't dying. It was being reborn. Ren's eyes widened. "It's beautiful." "It always was," Luca said, his voice trembling. "We just stopped seeing it." They both stood, letting the rain wash over them. It was warm, like the sea, like tears. The light grew stronger, and for a moment the boys could see everything. The ruins of their city, the mountains in the distance, the memories scattered across time. It was as if the universe itself had opened its arms. Ren smiled through the tears. "Do you think we'll wake up somewhere else?" Maybe, Luca said. Or maybe we already did. They took one last look at the burning horizon, not with fear but with awe. And as the world dissolved into light, they vanished within it, hand in hand, two shadows returning to the stars that once watched over them. When dawn came, the sky was clear again. The fire was gone, the world was quiet. The pier remained, but no one ever saw the boys again. Still sometimes, when the waves crash softly against the wood, it sounds like laughter. And when the wind passes over the bay at sunset, it carries their names. 2 syllables lost to time, yet eternal in memory. People say the world ended that night, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it was only reborn in another form, a world where the sky remembers the ones who watched it burn. And somewhere beyond the clouds, maybe the boys still look down, their hands intertwined, whispering to the universe that they were never afraid of the end, only of being forgotten. But the sky never forgets, because even when it burns, even when it collapses into ash and silence, it carries the stories of those who dared to look up and keep believing. The boys who watched the sky burn were never really gone. They became part of the light that saved the world. And if you look up, on nights when the clouds glow faintly red, you might see them there. 2 distant sparks, side by side, keeping watch over the ashes of eternity,